You know what? I want to sing a song.
Yeah?
To start.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. No, just do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
you
just
sure you want to sing?
do the open. I don't
know. I'm feeling like maybe you got a song in your heart.
I do not have a song in my heart.
You have a song in your fart? That could be smelly. Could be good. Just
do the open, Chris. Stop talking about farts. That's gross.
It's better than some of the things I sometimes talk about. From clarkwoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 127. I am Chris.
And I am Steve. And do you guys remember, I mean, like you, Chris, and the audience out there, do you remember cake farts?
I do not remember. I was about to say we're not talking about farts as part of the opening, but then you went ahead and continued.
No, you reminded me of something that's gross but also funny in the world of pornography.
Let the record show I am not the one that brought up porn in this episode.
Okay, see? Well, but the thing is, like, I mean, in fact, the kind of person that would find this erotic, I don't know this person.
Okay.
Because, like, everybody that's ever seen the cake fart videos has watched it, like, together in jest. I don't think anybody's ever watched one. Well, I know full well that somebody's watched one of those.
Right.
And definitely splooged all over the place.
I'm sure.
But what it is basically is a lady with her naked buns, naked cheeks.
Yeah.
And she sits down on a cake and she farts in the cake. And then she has frosting all over her ass.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, first of all, what that also reminded me of is there was a podcast I listened to once upon a time.
Was it called Cake Farts?
It was called the Waysiders podcast, and they had a bit. There were several things that they made an effort to mention every single episode. One of them was pudding farts, which I think might be tangentially related to cake farts. I think it was the same principle, except that the person was farting into a bowl of pudding.
I don't know if that's as good because, like, I think it's funnier when anybody sits on a cake.
I think so.
It sits in a bowl of pudding. That's kind of awkward because you'd be sitting in a bowl, and then you you'd have to have like a petite lady to get her buns all the way into the bowl
of pudding. Well, it could be a really big bowl of pudding.
Well, how big do bowls get nowadays?
I don't know, but there are ladies of all different sizes, Steve.
I get you, but like, you know, they're like, how big would a bowl have to be to not be a bowl anymore? Would it be a pool?
If the bowl is in the box, is it alive or dead? No. The other point I wanted to make is that are you familiar with the concept on YouTube of reaction videos?
I think that I first became aware of this about 10 years ago when my oldest boy, Bill Jr., died. What? You know that carnival that comes through town every year? Well, this year it came through with a ride called the Mixer. The man said, keep your head and arms inside the mixer at all times. Mm-hmm. But Bill Jr., he was a daredevil, just like his old man. He was leaning out saying, hey, everybody, look at me, pow! He was decapitated. They found his head over by the snow cone concession. A few days after that, I opened up the mail and there's a pamphlet in there from Pueblo, Colorado, and it's addressed to Bill Jr., and it's entitled, Do You Know What the Queers Are Doing to Our Soil? It's a Dead Milkmen song called Stewart.
Okay.
He's a character. He's playing a character.
Right.
That because it starts off, you know what, Stewart, I like you. You're not like the other people here in the trailer park.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's about
if you look at the soil around any large U.S. city with a big underground homosexual population. Des Moines, Iowa, perfect example. Look at the soil around Des Moines, Stewart. Can't build on it. Can't grow anything in it. Government says it's due to poor farming, but I know what's really going on. I know it's the queers. They're in it with the aliens. They're building landing strips for gay Martians. I swear to God.
I think gay Martians sound like the most fun kind. Just saying.
I guess. It's just like the gay 90s. Or was it the 20s? Gay 20s?
It's the roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s, the gay 90s.
Gay 90s? Okay.
Sure, let's go with it.
Or was it the that's a bad joke that I'm not going to make.
Oh.
No, so my point about
he does these characters like Mr. Amos.
Is he still on the air?
Imus? No. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, he got fired for nappy-headed hose
okay.
a number of years ago.
That's right.
And then I think they rehired some other station rehired him or something like that.
Megyn Kelly moving to NBC.
I'm sorry I said that.
They just interchange now.
I don't give a shit about
the star
her.
of Fox News moving to WNBC.
I guess she can go fucking fly off a bridge.
Reaction videos.
Oh, yes, reaction videos.
So
they became popular because of a really gross porn video that is not like the one we're just referring to, where people were farting on cakes and it was funny. Mm-hmm. This one that I'm about to refer to involves 2 girls and 1 cup.
Oh, is that where reaction videos started?
Well, that's where I first became aware of them.
Oh, I thought it was the Joko brother. No, the something brothers.
Joko brothers?
No, Joko is a cruise. That's Jonathan Colton. No. The something brothers.
I am completely lost.
The something brothers have tried to patent or take control of the concept of the reaction video on YouTube. I have heard, and I don't remember what their names are, but they're the something brothers.
Mario Brothers.
Oh, you hear that is getting a Blu-ray, like a 4K or at least like a 1080p Blu-ray re-release.
The Super Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers movie.
Why?
I don't know, but I saw it the other day.
I think that's probably why people have been reviewing it recently. I know that the Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed it, and and I remember, being excited about it because I'm like,
Bob Hoskins. I mean, we had fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit right there on the title.
And John Leguizamo, the Pest himself, before he was the Pest. Mm-hmm. I remember.
Dennis Hopkins? No.
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, the Speed Man, before he was Speedy.
What? The guy that was in Speed.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me more sick than warm beer. Makes me fucking puke. 10 points if you know that movie, audience.
So, reaction videos. I had forgotten about 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I was going to say...
Which is gross. Don't subject... If you haven't seen it, don't seek it out.
I have never seen it.
We're not going to do a reaction. Oh, maybe if we do a YouTube channel.
Well, we do an audio reaction to it.
No, we could do. We'd have to do a video.
We'd have to diversify and have a YouTube channel.
No, it'd be even funnier if you were reacting to grandmas reacting to 2 Girls, 1 Cup. How meta is that?
That's pretty meta. Well, what I was going to say, this came out of our opening conversation about cake farts. Was
by the way, we have cake, so you can have a slice before you leave.
I don't think
no one farted in it.
I don't think I want to now.
It's got Kahlua in it.
Is there a porno like subcategory for reaction videos that's not even explicit? You're just watching somebody, jerking off or double clicking their mizhouse, and at least twice a day. I'm strictly plug and play.
No, stop it.
I ain't afraid of Y2K.
Oh, God.
I'm down with Bill Gates. He calls me
Y2K?
money for short. Phone him up at home and I make him do my tech support.
Stop it.
It's all about the Pentiums.
What?
No, so is there a reaction, like if you went on to like YouPorn or Pornhub or any of the other ones?
What's the name of some of the other porn websites?
RedTube. No, if
what year is this? This is in 2007.
I don't know. If you went on to one of those things, would one of the subcategories be reaction videos? And is there anybody who gets off to just watching somebody get off to, like, is that too meta? Is that, or is that a thing?
Okay. So it's just their face.
Is their face.
And they're watching porno.
They're watching porno. You may or may not see the porno in like an inset. Probably not. Because if you don't see the porno, you could just see them on YouTube and imagine that they're having a really
Are they pleasing
big,
themselves? Or,
Yeah,
like,
no, they're
or is
pleasing.
is it just implied that they are?
I think they're pleasing themselves, but you don't see that.
Well, yeah, it can't be on YouTube if
Right.
they're doing shit like that.
Like they put the censored version on YouTube and the no.
I think this is a dumb idea, Chris.
You don't think watching somebody enjoy themselves is a whole
okay,
subcategory.
well, perhaps, but
I mean, there's a subgenre for every person,
I guess
right?
it could work for men,
Mm-hmm.
like watching the facial expressions of women. Well, they might.
Yeah.
Women tend to be a little bit more vocal,
Right.
and sound better when they're climaxing, as opposed to men, where they're just like, "Duh!"
That was almost as good as whatever it was last week or the week.
Ah!
There's a nice straight up and down
Like
line
that's,
on
you
the
know, Pee Wee and some other dude. Oh, it's like Pee Wee's big holiday, when him and the guy from Magic Mike were best friends.
Oh yeah, when they got caught in the porno theater.
No, this was a movie.
Oh, it was an actual movie.
And it's fun because his like love it's sort of a love interest is the guy that had the too big penis for Magic Mike 2, I think. I don't know.
I was not aware of this. I have Magic Mike 1 on my Apple TV at home, but
Why?
because when iTunes turned 10 years old, there were a number of 10 movies for $10 packages, and amongst those movies there were a few that I wanted and a bunch that I was like, all right, whatever. I'm getting 10 movies for $10, and one of them was Magic Mike.
I watched some of, like, as we were flicking and it was on HBO. And I watched some of it, and aside from the shirtless dancing, it was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, and some of the parts where there was shirtless dancing
Were
funny,
all right?
was funny too.
Oh.
I liked what I watched of it, but I
Yeah.
didn't find it in any way alluring.
Yeah. So Magic Mike is not on your personalized like YouPorn homepage.
No, why? No, not that there's anything wrong with that.
We got an email.
Ooh, we do.
We do. We have an email. That's right.
Usually you send them to me, so I know.
I
that
know
we do.
I was negligent here, but I actually think that
But this is going to be like a surprise.
this
for
is
me.
a surprise for you, and given your revelations about Magic Mike just now, I think.
What, did I watch some of the second movie?
Well, I think it might be apropos. The only way I know how to use that expression is apropos of nothing. So apropos of something. Is that actually?
Yeah, I think if you can say something, then
I
you
think
can say
this is
nothing.
apropos of what we were just talking about.
Okay, well then read the email.
I look forward to somebody correcting me on my use of apropos just now.
Yeah, get on it, Brian.
And you can send those emails to hot@clarkwoods.com.
Yeah, you can contact us at hot@clarkwoods.com. Also,
Yes.
if you want to reach either of us separately, you can get us on Twitter. I'm at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser. Tuesday IS Loser. All one word.
All one word. And I am at ECC 1977, which I have been since 2007 or so.
Wow, for 10 years,
For
buddy.
like 10 years this year. Yep.
That's fucked.
Yeah. My first couple months, I was Little Bastard, or Little Bastard with no R. And then people were like, that's not that great. Could you change it? And I changed it, and I've been that ever since.
Well, that's great. And people know it's you because
They know it's me.
it's your initials and the year you were
I
born.
was born. Our email comes to us from Matt, listener Matt,
And friend of the show.
with subject, your list, hyphen, a kiss, question mark.
He gave us a list to read on the show?
No, it's not.
Or is it that my kiss is on his list?
Well, we're going to find out. So,
I don't recall ever kissing you, Matt.
Matt writes, I'd be most inclined to make a donation towards a hot lip-to-lip exchange.
Oh, yeah, because we talked about this before.
Mostly because Chris seemed open to the idea, and Stevie said he would in order to save the life of a loved one. I wonder if there would be a lesser cost for that, though. We could use the picture for your podcast profile. It would be lovely.
I don't...
He continues, I would ask your listeners if there would be anything on a list of dares for our dear hosts that we might pool our money in order to achieve satis podcast faction.
We've done this show for almost 3 years now. We're not going to jump into fucking stunt boy shit, make out with each other and like staple each other's balls together.
Because if there is not a kiss on that list, what else could our dear hosts be unable to resist? I would also promise to stop drunk emailing you for the sake of coherent messages. Yes, I know it's not even 4 o'clock on a Monday.
Oh, come on. We love drunk emails.
We do. So we're not going to get into stunt boy territory.
I don't want to be doing stunt boy shit.
I don't necessarily either, but if it was going to pay off like the fucking $400, well, it's not. I got a huge bill from the dance company that my daughters both belong to yesterday for their costumes. Now we normally pay like I'm an American and I'm divulging money, which I know is not something people do, but we normally pay.
Our president-elect definitely doesn't do it.
We normally pay $150 a month for the 3 classes that the kids take. So about $50 a class per month. It's a pretty reasonable thing. But it was like $400 to $500 this month. I was like, Stephanie, what the fuck is this? And she showed me the itemized part of it, and that was the rest of it, whatever that amount is, because I can't do math, was for costumes. So if somebody was willing to donate us some money that would pay for my daughter's dance costumes, I would be willing to go into stunt boy territory. Maybe just solo. Maybe there's something they want me to do that doesn't involve Steve.
All right, so like, what the heck would you do that we could do on like an audio podcast? Like all the like crazy stunt boy shit that's been on every radio show ever has been fake.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna crash this bus into a fucking wall. Yeah,
we're gonna kill the mayor of Boston.
Yeah, well, they didn't do that. They didn't say that either.
Okay.
They just said that he was dead.
Oh, all right.
And now he is dead.
Now he is. Is John Goodman playing him in no. John Goodman's playing somebody in this movie Patriots Day that's coming out about the Boston Marathon that I have to see now because it has a Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross soundtrack. Thanks a lot, guys.
It also has J.K. Simmons in it.
It does. It has Mocky Mock and his Funky Bunch.
I don't know about the Funky Bunch part.
I mean, the Funky Bunch is in his pants. It's implied.
Do you think that was his real penis in Boogie Nights?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm pretty sure that was not his real penis.
Okay.
I don't think they could show his real penis and have it be an R rating.
No, you could show penis. I mean, look at fucking HBO.
No, but that's
there's
weenies
TV all over the place.
That's it. That's TV.
That's TV MA. That's not like don't watch this because there's.
You notice how sometimes it's nudity and sometimes it's strong sexual situations.
I usually when I see.
And sometimes it's partial.
Yeah, I think it's both. When it's both, you got yourself a good episode of GOT or maybe Westworld.
Yeah, which we'll talk about later. We're going to save it for the end so we can spoil things.
Okay, cool. Which is why we gave our plugs a little bit early. That and the fact that we did have an email that we read.
We did. So yeah, so most stunt boy stuff is fake.
I think that like, well, actually, the stuff that. For those of you that listen to Ron and Fez on XM satellite radio, I think the things that East Side Dave used to do for the show, either him or for Ron and Fez or for Opie and Anthony when he would occasionally be on there. Yeah, I think he actually did all those things because he was a fucking crazy person.
Crazy people are good.
And he's on the radio down in Jersey now. I think on the Rat.
Oh, that sounds unfortunate.
W Rat, I think is the name. The call letters. WRAT. I think that he posts. I don't know if that's for real. And then
they play the best of the 80s, 90s, and today.
I have no fucking idea. W Rat. For all you rats out there.
Oh, yeah.
In Jersey.
Yeah, where's my hawk sound?
That was Callback City. You're going to have to link the first
Episode
episode.
1.
At least you know which one it is.
I know which one it is. That one's easy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want to do anything crazy. I'm not a crazy doing person. I didn't even do that much crazy on New Year's. It's just,
I was fucking... I forget, because, like, all right, in situations where I know I'm not going to have to drive, I fucking throw caution to the wind as far as the amount of alcohol I consume.
Okay.
And the more drunk I get, but like if I, because like,
I mean, it's good that you only do that at home. If you threw caution to the wind out the car window, it might come flying back at you, and then you smell like caution. Oh God. And the cops make you breathe in the breathalyzer. And caution is a pretty strong.
Yes, I don't want to throw that anywhere.
You know.
So like we didn't stay at home. We stayed at a friend's house, but we stayed there. They had a guest room, and we stayed in their guest room, and they were very nice. Thank you, guys, Mike and Caitlin, for having us over. I don't know if you're going to be listening to this, but fucking A, thanks.
But thank you for
thank you for a lovely time. I hope it didn't ruin things with nudie playing cards.
You certainly didn't ruin it when I got here. I was intrigued. I was trying to carbon date them based on the amount of hairspray and whatnot.
Nipples?
I don't know. I mean, I think
they all had two.
I think the number of nipples is pretty consistent in nudie playing cards across the decades. I think the amount of hairspray we dictated this was probably late 80s, early 90s.
Yes, but the thing is, like, it says on the package, 54 models.
Yes.
And I was playing solitaire with the cards when you arrived, and I had taken the two jokers out.
Right.
And the two jokers were the same girl.
You sure they weren't twins?
They might have been twins. They looked very similar, though.
The Christmas cover was twins.
It's really weird that, like, I would find it weird if I was a lady and I had a sister who was my identical twin, and both of us decided to pose topless for the Joker in nude playing cards.
You would feel weird about that.
I would feel totally weird about that.
Yeah.
This weird hypothetical situation I would feel wacky about. Okay, so back to New Year's.
Nude playing cards was.
I remember going out and getting them because someone was shuffling cards, and I go, "Ooh, I've got playing cards in the car. You should use them instead." And I bring out the. But I think I did specify that they were nude playing cards. And I brought them out, and I don't know what the fuck.
You don't know what after that.
I don't know. I don't know who was playing what card game or why, but I was just like, "Here's some booby cards." But so we got there early, and I started drinking early.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, on a normal night where I'm having some drinks. Now that I've gotten older, if I have like 2 or 3 beers, drink it. If I drink at a normal
the amount of eds on that drink it did that could be funny.
The pace I drink a beverage, like on a normal sit down of having, I usually will have 3, and then I'll just get tired. But when there's so much boisterous fun going on, and people are doing shots, and then Becky made vodka soaked gummy bears.
Interesting.
I didn't have any because I've been staying away from sweets.
Right. Oh, shame. That's she couldn't make vodka soaked potato
holy
chips.
Smokes! Like
I
don't remember this, but this has been told to me secondhand. But like one of the guys that was there, I think his wife was driving, and I hope the fuck so.
He ate a lot of gummy bears?
He ate a lot of gummy bears, but before he left, I think he took a handful and put them in his pocket. This may or may not be true, and I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But they were sort of...
They were a hit.
They were a hit, and they were also kind of damp. So he's just putting like moist,
are you sure they
moist
were,
gummies
okay.
in his pocket.
Say, are you sure they weren't moist?
They were like I was leading up to it. No, I didn't want to bury the lead there, buddy. But yeah, so like that like I mean I wasn't the only one that that was fucking a little bit loopy. I know that I think Caitlin had a little bit a few too many gummies early on because like each of them like they were soaking for at least a day.
Oh, okay.
In like, we got the Harbor Row. Is that?
Oh, that's like the gourmet.
I don't know if it's gourmet, but it's the ones you can get at the store.
Okay,
but it comes in the big like bag, and so Becky poured the vodka into the bag.
It's not the Market Basket brand.
It's not the Market Basket.
That was my point.
I don't think there's much difference between the two kinds of gummy bears.
Well, maybe one of them.
We'll have to have a taste test someday.
Maybe one of them's made out of sugar. The other one's made out of corn sugar.
Well, you know what? We should do that for your stunt boy thing. You have to taste gummy bears and see which one tastes better.
All right.
We'll do a blind taste test.
It's considering
I swear we'll actually do it on the show.
Considering I don't like gummy bears,
You don't?
No.
Wow. Okay, so that's the thing. He hates gummy bears so much they make him gag, especially if they have vodka in them.
Yeah.
Oh, we should get you on
Gummy
vodka
bears.
Gummy bears.
That was a show, right? Gummy Bears? No.
Vodka Gummy Bears was the show.
I know. No. Vodka Gummy Bears. Was that on HBO?
Yeah, it was just bears with their dicks and tits out.
No, wasn't
no bush though.
No.
They were in the bush.
Wasn't there Gummy Bears? Wasn't that like a Disney show? Gummy
bother. I don't know. Yes, it was.
Bears.
Yeah, I remember Gummy Bears.
Something like
they
that.
drank like juice and then bounced everywhere.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, that was. I remember that being a show before like those Disney shows started to really catch hold. Mm-hmm. Like that one, and I think Wuzzles.
Yeah,
like were kind of
they were
kind of duds, and then DuckTales and Rescue Rangers. Tailspin I never really liked, but I think some people did.
Was Tailspin like off of? No. Tailspin was not off of.
It was Baloo,
right?
And he was a pilot for some reason.
Because they had a lot of drawings of Baloo the bear that they could just retrace.
Yeah, and then make him into a pilot. And then
which is
Darkwing Duck, which was a spin-off of DuckTales.
What was Rescue Rangers?
Yeah,
Baloo wasn't in Rescue Rangers.
No.
Okay.
Rescue Rangers was Chip and Dale.
Right.
But yeah, like those shows, like it was a precursor to that.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I talking about?
You were talking about
New Year's,
the Gummy Bears.
New Year's Eve.
The Vodka Gummy Bears
New Year's
with their
Eve,
dicks
vodka,
and their boobs out.
They did not have dicks and boobs.
Okay.
But it was fun. From what I remember. I think I remember like the countdown, but like I didn't. I was doing.
Would you watch Dick Clark?
Well, it wasn't Dick Clark because he's dead.
Was it
just like
Carson
every
Daly?
other fucking celebrity now?
Is it Carson Daly?
No, I think it was Seacrest, right?
You chose poorly. Actually, I have no idea. I did not stay up.
We were all having our fun little conversations.
Yeah.
I remember like there was one person that was there. Her date looked just like Ken Marino. He was in The State.
Okay.
In a bunch of movies that.
I would look it up, but my phone seems to be causing problems with our microphones today.
He was in a bunch of movies. He's been in a lot of funny TV shows, etc., etc.
Yeah. Ken Marino.
Ken Marino. He was in what was that one that David Wayne?
Hey, he was in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
He was not in Ace Ventura.
He was a football player playing for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, he was. You've seen Wet Hot American Summer, right?
I have.
He's the guy with the afro that wants to bang the girl that chews the gum, but then he has to take the kids on the trip.
Oh yeah.
And then he crashes the van, then he's running away.
Is he the one who also runs his car into
a tree? I just
what's his name at in Super Bang
Super Bang?
No, like Super movie
Bad?
about high school kids that came out.
Super Bad.
Super Bad. Is he
I said it twice, sir. Can you hear me today?
No. You work for Sprint now. I can't hear you now.
Oh, I'm not that guy.
Is he in that movie? Is he in Superbad?
I don't remember if he was in Superbad. I think that was.
There's a guy who I think is no, maybe he's not the same guy. There's a guy who like backs over not Seth Rogen, the other guy.
The other guy, yeah.
Young Seth Rogen.
No, I think you're confusing the people, but he was also in the other David Wayne movie. What the fuck? Role Models. Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, well, fuck. Well, just look him up later.
So
this guy looks like Ken Marino.
Like him. Yeah.
And one of the things that he did on the state was that he was Louis, the guy that always says his catchphrase, which is "I'm gonna dip my balls in it."
Oh.
So Louis shows up at a party and then he's screaming, "I'm gonna dip my balls in it," and he's carrying 2 small balls in his hands. It's like, oh,
He's
I got
that guy.
Yeah.
But the guy who was at the party was not really that guy?
He was not Ken Marino,
Yeah.
but I kept on screaming that he looks like Ken Marino. And I'm sure he was annoyed by me.
Yeah, he didn't. You didn't ask him to say I'm going to put my balls.
I think I might have demanded it. Because that's something my drunk self would definitely have done.
And he did not acquiesce to your request.
I think he might have actually, but I don't like. The evening is fuzzy.
Yeah,
It's
a shame that's not in your memory.
He didn't. He stayed the night too, and he did not seem to be staring daggers at me the next morning.
Okay, all right.
Although I was so frightfully hungover.
Yeah,
that they had gotten bagels and everything, and I was trying to eat my bagel, and I ate like 3 bites, and I couldn't eat anymore. And then I went upstairs.
Zabars.com provides New York toasting bagels and babka.
I forget where they went to get them, but it was like Bagel Town, Bagel Borough, Bagel.
That's one of the ads I hear on this particular podcast I listen to, and I'm like,
Beetlejuice,
Bagel-Juice, Bagel-Juice, Bagel-Juice,
Bagel-Juice. Ew! It's like you wring out a bagel.
Bagel-Juice. That's
that might be the episode title.
Now, is it just once or is it 3 times so we can invoke the spirit of
Bagel-Juice,
of the guy who looked like Michael Keaton at the party?
He didn't look like Michael Keaton.
No, well, I'm saying there's a guy who was at the party who looked like Michael Keaton who you don't remember because you were so drunk.
Oh, okay, you're right.
He was Bagel-Juice.
And he was squeezing bagels. No, but like they were good. It was a good bagel from what I ate of it, but I just couldn't eat. And then I just went upstairs back to where the guest room was, and I just laid down. And until Becky came upstairs and was like, "Hey, are you alive?" And I'm like, "Meh."
A little.
So yeah, I was so like I might have still had a little bit of alcohol in my system, so I definitely did not drive home, even in the morning. So Becky drove my car home, and oh boy, did I nap.
Yeah, all day.
Oh, well, not all day, but for at least 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, this is on
New Year's Day. Oh my God. So if you've noticed, we're a little bit late today, but this was what happens when we have holidays on the fucking weekend.
Yes.
It causes some chaos, and then we're a little bit late. So we apologize for having the show out on Tuesday, but we'll get back on track in 2017.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it's my fault too. My brother was in town.
I was just trying to give us a little bit of fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame you. I was just saying things were crazy.
Right.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I had one last day with my brother, and then Monday I had to go to Maine to visit with my wife's family, who we don't see during Christmas. So, but usually by the time we get to New Year's, we haven't seen them since Thanksgiving. So it's it's long overdue. We played a game called Letter Tycoon, which I can highly suggest. It's a cool little tabletop game. It's combo
Letter Tycoon.
It's like Monopoly meets Scrabble a little bit. Not really much Monopoly. There's an element of like scoring some points and getting patents on the letters in the way that you kind of like get a
hotel.
In the way that you get a deed for a property in Monopoly, you get a patent on a letter, and once you own the patent on the letter, if somebody plays a word with that letter in it, you get money. And then of course you're trying to get
S's and T's.
Yeah.
RSTLNE.
Yeah. But there are also like some of the more obscure letters give you extra powers. So like the X gives you something cool. And
what about
like
the Z? Does it make you go Super Saiyan?
I think so.
That was not One Piece. That was Dragon Ball.
That's what we did on Monday while you were sleeping.
I wasn't sleeping the whole day, but we did get up and then.
Sorry, that's Sunday. You were sleeping on Sunday. Monday was when we went to Maine. Sunday we went bowling.
Monday we went we unchristmased.
Unchristmased. Important thing to do.
We cleaned up. We took the decorations down, and it looks a little bit bare. It's because things have been decorated since since Halloween, before Halloween.
There's still like I don't mean to burst your bubble. There's still a let it snow in the bathroom.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, but that's a winter thing.
I know it's a winter thing. You don't have to.
I'd like it to be snowing instead of this bullshit rain that we have on fucking January 3rd.
Up in fucking Maine at my mother-in-law's house, every drop that we got of rain, they got of snow. So there was.
It's not a drop of snow. It's a flake of snow.
I'm sorry. Every drop of rain we got was a flake of snow for them. I don't know if that's
Rang dang diggity dang dang.
I don't know if that works with the theory of relativity or anything like that. I might be off my rocker there. I don't know if like literally my drop of rain is also their snow. I think that might be a glitch in the Matrix. But
Becky was talking about another glitch in the Matrix that you know how we went through our Berenstain Bears conversation
yes,
at least a month ago.
It was a while back.
It was a little bit after Halloween because that's when I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd of that one. And apparently there's a movie called people think there's a movie called Shazam with Sinbad.
Okay.
But I don't remember this movie. All I can remember is
I kind of remember that movie. What's it actually called?
Well, there's another movie called Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
And I definitely remember that movie because I remember them giving out Taco Bell toys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Shazam is a movie that's in development with DC Comics, DC Entertainment, because
Is Sinbad in it?
No, but right now the only person that is in it, as far as I know, is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Is he going to be Shazam?
No, he's going to be a character called Black Adam, who is like the
DC blows.
They do kind of blow. Although I did see Suicide Squad and I did not hate it as much as I was supposed to. I actually kind of liked it. I saw what they were going for, and it kind of.
Did you watch like the unedited director's cut version?
I didn't. No. I have been going through this process of getting all of my movies into a thing called Plex. That's really boring. I won't talk more about it, except in the context of. In a second.
No, we should do an entire show on you getting things in Plex.
Oh, we should. Well, I can talk about what I did with my New Year's in a second, which is really.
Did you get really hammered while you were doing it?
No.
Oh, did you do any like whiskey?
I think
bourbon.
I think I did. Yes, I think
Scotch whiskey.
I think there was a shot of bourbon, at some point on New Year's.
Oh, well, that's
one shot of bourbon.
Oh, okay, and then back to the Plex.
So I didn't watch the extended cut of Suicide Squad because that version is only available if I watch it through iTunes, where I originally bought it. In Plex, I'm not able to access that special feature, so I didn't watch it there.
See, like, because I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know basically what happens in the movie because I'm an avid half of the bag watcher, and they have said basically that there was things missing from the movie. Like, there should have been scenes like that would help make sense of things.
See, I read conflicting. I didn't go too deep into them, but I read conflicting reports about whether or not the extended version of Suicide Squad helped or hurt it. Whereas the extended version of Batman versus Superman, I've universally read, well, and it's my own opinion, so it's a little bit of bias, that the extended version of that helps. So I was just like, I'm going to watch the version that was in theaters and see how it goes. And I liked it. I thought it was eventually,
when it comes to cable, we'll watch it, but
right.
I'm not going to go and try to watch it.
My saga of it was it came out on digital and it was $14.99, and I almost bought it, and then it went to by the time I was ready to buy it, it went to $19.99. I was like, fuck that. And then the day after Christmas or something, it went down to $9.99, and I was like, all right, I'll bite, and so I did.
Speaking of buying things, I just renewed my weekly Shonen Jump subscription.
Yeah. And
I had this little coupon that was for $5 off, but it was like expired like 12/31/16, and I was all ready to use my coupon to renew because my subscription's up in I think the middle of January.
Yeah.
And I was just like, because I was like, I was too hungover, obviously, on the first to do this, but
right.
On the second, after we had de-Christmasified,
yeah,
I was like, I'm going to renew my Shonen Jump subscription, and then ah, fuck, this coupon is invalid anymore. And I'm like, but then I logged on and it was still $5 off, I think, just in general.
Okay.
So I would have gotten, I think, the same price. Mm-hmm. So it worked out for the best.
Worked out all right.
But the thing is, I've said this many times before. I'm a big One Piece fan, and
I'd never heard that.
Yeah, fuck you. But I also like to support like the official release of the manga. I don't really read all the other things in Shonen Jump, but like a year-long subscription, so you get like, I think it might be 50 issues, it might be 52. I think it might be just one a week.
Right.
So like I think you get one every week, despite or whether or not there is one in Japan. So sometimes like this week and I think next week. Or this week and like a couple weeks ago, they do double issues around the holidays.
Okay.
Or well, it's I mean, Christmas is less of a big holiday in Japan because there's not as many Christians there, but they do kind of celebrate similar to how we celebrate Christmas. Some people do, But
people
around Japanese people with taste celebrate Christmas.
I'm being an asshole. Sorry.
Yes, it's fine. But yeah, like we the blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. You get Shonen Jump.
I get Shonen Jump.
You support the manga,
but it's only $20 a year.
That's pretty good.
That's like 50 cents an issue or something.
Yeah,
like
that's not bad.
I don't know.
How long is it? Like, is it?
It's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's a pretty good buy for. I mean, print and subscriptions and stuff are dwindling.
I mean, it's
so I guess you got to take.
It's a digital subscription, so
okay, all right.
I'm not getting a
but still, people have
magazine.
people have to put it together and all of that. So 50 cents an issue is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can do that because they have so many subscribers.
Yeah, and I'm hoping more people get it because, like, I don't know why I'm pushing something that isn't.
I don't know
also,
either.
donate to our show and get Shonen Jump. Get a fucking bunch of things.
Yeah, spend all your money.
Spend all your money on us and manga.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to know what I did on New Year's? Are you dying to know?
I'm dying to know. I'm really excited.
So
bated breath.
Somewhere between when we recorded our last episode and so maybe it was
It was a week ago yesterday.
Did we record our last episode before Christmas or after Christmas?
I think it was after Christmas.
It was after Christmas. So when did I get this idea? I don't know. I got this idea. I was moving things into Plex, which, as I said, is a really fascinating thing. Plex is like a media server. So right now, if my phone weren't causing problems with our recording...
That's probably why it's causing problems, is because of Plex.
It's because of Plex. Yeah. I could bring up and show you all 484 digital movies that I own, and I could play one of them right here.
Would you have to stream it? Or?
It would be streaming, yeah.
Well, I mean, luckily we have the Wi-Fi password up there on that tree.
So I was looking at it. Now, one of the reasons I got into Plex, this is really fascinating, was...
We're just plugging shit that we should have no business plugging.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by Weekly Shonen Jump, and we're not sponsored by Plex.
No. My kids like to watch things on their iPads. They can kind of watch anything they want that... if they go, it was like a really weird interface for them to go in and watch the movies that I bought through iTunes and forget about the fucking movies that I hadn't bought through iTunes that we'd owned on DVD and I'd ripped throughout the years. Can
you put those in Plex as well?
I put everything in Plex.
Wow.
Everything went into Plex, and now I just paid $5 on each of my kids' devices or each of my kids' accounts, and they could watch whatever they wanted from my library anywhere they were.
Library.
So I get this idea in my head because now finally I've taken all the Disney movies that I owned before I bought stuff on iTunes, and I've taken all the Disney movies I own since iTunes, and I'm like, how many Disney movies are there? How many of the animated classics, so to speak? And there are 55 or 56, including Moana, which is out in theaters now. So, but that one's not available.
Moana, go to watch the theaters now.
Go to Moana.
The ocean is totally a character.
So there's 55 of them available, and I'm like, what if I could get all of these? And so I look into a bunch of different ways I can get them, and I start a process of getting all of them. And by the time New Year's Eve rolls around, I have secured all but one, because it's in the mail, thanks to some Disney movie rewards points, Hercules, which is, as I recall, is not that great a movie. 54 of the 55.
Are you talking? I mean, these are excluding the sequels to subsequent.
Yeah, not the sequels. So, starting with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937,
which is featured prominently in Gremlins,
and moving all the way through Zootopia from earlier this year. There are 55.
We're not talking Pixar either.
Not Pixar. I got all those all together, which I had most of them already.
But those have only been coming out since
it's 15
the
of
mid-90s,
those.
right?
No, 17 of those. 17 of those. So this is what I did.
What did you do?
It's really exciting. In Plex, you can create a playlist. And so I created a playlist of all 55 Disney movies.
What?
So
are you gonna marathon it?
That's what I did on New Year's.
You watched all 55 fucking movies.
No. So I started on New Year's, like midday on New Year's, and it has been playing
by yourself.
Well, no. Sometimes it was with other people. Sometimes it was by myself. But it was playing from New Year's until this afternoon. 3 days and 2 hours of Disney movies. And it was fun because every once in a while I would just check in. We would go off and do other things.
Just like when they do that Simpsons marathon where it's like every Simpsons ever.
And you just check in on
to see what episode they're on.
Where is it, right? Because I would.
Who did shoot Mr. Burns?
I would. It was Maggie.
Yeah, it was
spoilers. So
they apparently animated different endings though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Like they shot different people in the coffin when they revealed who was in the coffin on Lost. You ever see that? Like pretty much every male character except for Jack and Ben, who are the ones looking at the coffin, was filmed in the coffin just to throw people off the scent.
It was John Locke.
It's John Locke. Jeremy Bentham.
What?
At any rate, so yeah, we checked in, and by the time everyone had kind of left to do their own like watching the ball drop and whatever kind of thing, my kids and my wife were upstairs. I was sitting in the family room watching the Three Caballeros by myself for a little bit on New Year's Eve.
Does that count? Like
that one counts.
Wasn't that like half?
It is half like
live action.
Live action, yeah. But watching Donald Duck ogle Brazilian women from 1941 was amusing and frightening.
Was he giving them a little bit too much attention?
He was giving them a lot of attention, and they were giving him a lot of attention. And
was there? I don't imagine it's very comfortable to have a duck bill pressed in between your bosoms.
I don't imagine. No, they kind of scattered whenever he got too close. They blindfolded him at one point to see if he could track them down.
They were in Brazil then, huh?
They were in Brazil. Yes, this was Disney's. So the interesting, and by interesting I mean boring, backstory to this is that they were making Three Caballeros and its predecessor Saludos Amigos around the time that World War II had not yet broken out in terms of the Americans being involved. So there were a lot of people in South America that were not Nazi sympathizers, but were maybe predisposed to kind of maybe go that way. And so Disney, on behalf of the government, this was kind of an olive branch. They were like, hey, we got Mickey Mouse, we got Donald Duck, check these guys out. Don't become Nazis.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, we need to. Where's Walt now?
I don't know. Walt, we need his help. I mean, although all we really needed today,
we should just have an American movie that says, "Please don't become Nazis."
All we really needed today, though, Steve, was the Republicans got into some nonsense, and all we really needed was the Orange Man. The Orange Man himself stopped that shit in its tracks.
No, I think most of America said, fuck no, and they were calling every single like congressional leader that they could and saying, right, are you fucking kidding me?
No, this was a House Oversight Committee. Is that what it was?
Well, no, it was basically ethics, like an ethics review board or something like that, and
that was external to Congress. It wasn't.
Yes.
It was
just basically saying, making sure that fucking people were doing things ethically and right. And apparently, We don't want that in Washington.
No.
Drain the swamp. Oh wait, fill it up with more goop.
But so that was when I woke up this morning, that everyone was up in arms about it, and by midday everyone was like, "Oh, it's not happening," and but also Donald Trump is taking the credit.
Of course,
he
is.
The Orange Man.
Orange Man is taking credit.
Do I have to bleep that out?
No, don't bleep it unless you really fucking
I don't.
feel like it.
I need to get this out.
Like he's going to take, like, we have to realize that he's going to take credit for every good thing that happens, and he's going to blame things that are going wrong on his enemies.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't let him do the things that he needed to do.
And he's going to make sure that all of his enemies say, "It doesn't look like anything to me."
What?
That's what he's going to say.
Becky just got
okay.
The door just magically became open. And you had to point it out.
I saw something over there, and it must have been Becky's hair like flipped or something, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What was that?" And then I saw the door.
She was
open.
being very quiet, but therefore you didn't hear her open the door.
She's very quiet.
Like a ninja.
Like a ninja. We have about 10 minutes left. Do you want to talk Westworld spoilers?
Let's do Westworld.
All right. So one more time with the plugs in case people want to tune out right now.
Okay. So if you want to send us an email, you can send us it to us hot@clarkwoods.com.
Yes.
That way you can
you can go on and on and on and on.
Unless we forget, we'll probably read it on the air.
Yes.
Like there's been weeks where we had the email at the ready to read, but then we got topic.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't do it, and then we forgot it the next week, and then sometimes we'll remember and be like, "Oh fuck, we had that email from this person that we like, and we want our listeners to interact with us." So
yes.
Please do write emails, unless it's well, maybe if it is just calling us a couple of assholes that are dumb.
Those are fun too.
Yeah, just do that, and then we'll smash your face in with our words.
What do we turn into a bunch of assholes? You can tweet us too.
Yes, you can tweet us. I'm at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday ISLOSER. Tuesday is Loser.
And I am ECC 1977.
At. Did I spell it wrong? Did I say Z?
I don't know. I thought you spelled it.
Tuesday is Loser.
That's Tuesday.
LOSER. I didn't say the E. Fuck.
Soy.
Tuesday is Loser.
Un perdedor. Tuesday.
I made Tuesday is Loser.
Yeah.
LOSER, not LOS on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
I'm lose day Tuesday. Whatever the fuck. I'm not getting any more followers from this episode.
Spoiler horn. Last week we were going to talk about spoilers, but
our live studio audience
had not seen
the end of the series, so they didn't want to know about robots killing people.
No. Nah, it's I was just listening on the way here, and
the major and I think what I mentioned last week was the major things that I thought were going to happen was like Bernard being a robot. Mm-hmm. I thought that he was
right. I did not think that he was. Well,
but the Arnold that he was made in the image of Arnold. I didn't see that coming.
Right. Yeah.
We're just talking about spoilers. This is just
we put the horn on.
I know, but I'm just literally just saying all the reveals,
all the things that happen.
I'm like spoilers. And then the other thing that I kind of was thinking that the dude that was in Always Sunny, the younger dude that was the going around with his brother-in-law, William.
Yeah.
I thought that he was the man.
You thought he was the Man in Black?
Yes. And I thought it was two separate timelines, and I was right.
I see. That was one of the things, and we were dancing around this last time because we didn't want to spoil anything.
Yes.
But that was one of the things that was the thing I accidentally spoiled for myself by seeing a YouTube clip that had that was called Westworld in chronological order. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I didn't even, all I needed to see was in chronological order. And I was like, oh, so there's multiple timelines happening.
Yeah.
And I think I even saw that before I started watching the show.
I kind of had an inkling at a certain point because things that were happening, I mean, like the people, I mean, they do kind of like refurbish the robots at some point during the show,
Right.
And then send them back out in the field. But there was one that came back a little bit too quickly. And I'm like, there's no way that this is the same timeline because of that.
Well, and there's the church in the desert, right? That is sometimes above ground and sometimes under a whole bunch of sand.
Yeah.
That was that. So I listened to a thing today that I can highly recommend. It's too long. It's like 3 hours long.
It's much longer and more worse than this.
When they finally get to talking about Westworld, that part I can highly recommend. The rest of it only kind of makes sense if you're a regular listener of the show, and it's
Manfred Mann and his man bunch.
Merlin Mann and John Siracusa on reconcilable differences. I forget which one. I will link it in the show notes.
On reconcile or irreconcilable?
No, it's called Reconcilable Differences.
Oh, well, that's...
And so they talk about a whole bunch of things, including the fact that if you were to rewatch it, a lot of that stuff is there, and it's not trying to hide it from you. And in that way, it's in their opinion, it's eminently rewatchable, which I would concur with. But they also go into and of course I just listened to this. I only listened to it once. The feedback, which I guess I was aware of. I wasn't watching it from the beginning. I binge watched it.
We watched. I think we started watching week 3 or 4, something like that.
Well, the feedback about episode 1 and episode 1 in particular being very rapey, and sort of. Anyway, so in this episode of the podcast, they got into a short conversation about that and about how they ended up. One of the guys, his wife was kind of turned off by the first episode, and how they eventually got back into it. And one of the other guys is I don't want to use it as a pejorative. He's somebody that you might call a social justice kind of person. So the one guy was asking the other guy, how do you reconcile?
That's the people that ruined our country. PC police.
Anyway, it's a good episode. They get into it. Once they get into it, it's a very good episode of their podcast. Although I was waiting, I was like, please, could you? I postponed listening to that episode, and therefore actually kind of postponed listening to every podcast in my podcast player, because I hadn't watched Westworld. And so then I get to it, and I think it's at least an hour and a half into the episode before they finally start talking about Westworld. And I think in their show notes, they say, this is where we start talking about it. So if you go to listen to it, skip ahead. Because it's like, can we please?
Well,
Anyway.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. Becky didn't enjoy it quite as much.
She
liked it, but like I think there was like halfway through she was kind of like a little bit done with it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think those were your exact words, actually.
But so you dug it. I dug it.
Yeah. We'll give it two thumbs up. Hey.
I don't know. I think I stand by what I said.
Watch Westworld, and if you've listened to the spoilers. Wait, that's dumb.
No,
they wouldn't have listened to this.
I think watch it again. I'm very curious to watch it again, because as somebody who loves stories and loves to see how stories are put together, I'm really interested to see exactly how right these particular guys were about. Their opinion was that you could really rewatch it and notice that it's not trying to hide anything from you. It's right there. How could you miss it? And that it still will be enjoyable on the second time through.
I heard that somebody re-edited the Godfather movies into chronological order.
I think Coppola was involved. I think there was a series in the 70s, 80s, whenever it would have been done, that they did that.
Well, I think when did 3 come out?
I don't remember. I've never seen any of them, so I don't.
I've only seen 1 and 2, and people say that's fine.
Yeah.
Because apparently 3 is garbage.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I mean, maybe it's just the first 2 that they edited together. Yeah,
No, I think it's all 3.
Oh, okay.
So, but I think it's called the Godfather Epic.
Yes, that's.
So it's just from start to finish chronologically.
I don't know that you'd gain. I mean, as an exercise in sort of studying Westworld, it might be interesting to watch it in chronological order. But
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Part of the way they structured the reason they structured it the way they did is
because it was a good way to tell the story.
Yeah.
And the same with The Godfather.
Right.
So I don't know if it would be good to watch it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to rewatch the originals, which are long fucking movies.
Yeah.
To see if that would be a good way to watch them.
Yeah.
To watch them the original way and then watch them this other way. And I'd have to watch number 3, which apparently isn't
touch this third rail when we're basically done with the show.
Are
but
we done?
my cousin, my cousin's sons were talking about the order in which they were being shown Star Wars over the weekend. They were over, and of course they're being shown episode 4 first, as they should.
Right.
But then
on VHS without the fucking Jabba the Hutt. Blah, 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 bad CG, walking around the Millennium Falcon, talking into Han,
But after that, I think her plan is to show them 4, 5, 6, and then show them 1, 2, 3. Like, show them the order it was released. I
can't wait till they watch the scene in number 1 and 2 where they have Senate proceedings.
Yeah.
Those are fascinating.
I'll message my cousin and say, that's the part you want to show them when it's bedtime.
Yeah.
But now where do you throw in, now that they're doing...
It's the C-SPAN of movies.
And I know you guys haven't seen it, so I won't spoil anything, but I don't think it's spoiling anything to say that Rogue One takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
No shit.
Right? So where do you fit that in? Like, once they start, and if they do this, supposedly there's a Han Solo there's a Han Solo movie coming out at some point, and where do you fit that in with your viewing? It becomes a really interesting No, not an interesting. If you like stories and you like talking about the order in which things should be read or seen, maybe it's an interesting conversation. But I think I would just like to watch Westworld the way it was intended again and see how it plays out. But I stand by what I said last time. I don't know how you top that season. I hope that they don't try to top it in terms of number of reveals or weird things or like things.
I just hope it's a fucking robot murder fest.
Okay.
Just fucking robots killing everybody.
Just killing everybody.
That excites me. I'm excited by like real people getting killed by robots.
Is Anthony Hopkins alive?
No.
No? You think he's dead?
No.
Yeah, all right. I agree with you. I mean, but
this isn't fucking One Piece. He's not fucking alive.
That's not. You don't think that's some sort of life model decoy?
I hope not.
All right. Well, we already gave all the plugs. So how do we end now? We just.
Oh, now
you're gonna sing the song from the beginning of the show.
No,
the song in your heart.
That song in my heart, my sweetheart, sweetheart, a nude playing cards.